Okay. In that case, you want to get started? I'll put my phone down.
We'll just text our city engineer.
Oh, no worries. Uh, so far, everyone I can see is from the city. I'm not seeing applicants, but they might be here.
Oh, there he
And
is.
I don't see members of the public. So let me know who is here and who belongs where as we go along. It changes a little bit of the tenor of the hearing, but not a whole lot. Okay, hello and good morning. My name is Emily Terrell. I am the hearing examiner pro tem. We are in the city of Port Orchard, both physically and as a hybrid. We are having a hearing today on a land use site specific rezone for the Sidney Road Investments LLC rezone project LU25-Rezone-02. The project applicant is Alan Keimig. I know. Project location is 4385 Sidney Road Southwest, and the request is to rezone from commercial corridor to commercial mixed use to support an apartment building type and self-storage. The order of operations today is that I will enter exhibits into the record, and then the planning staff will provide a presentation, and then the applicant may respond and provide their own presentation, and then any members of the public can ask questions or make comments, and we can get those addressed. So let me begin by entering exhibits 1 through 21 on the index to the record for this project. Are there any other additional exhibits that need to be added today, PowerPoints, those kinds of things, and we can do them as we go along?
No.
No. Okay. In that case, those are entered into the record. If something comes up, we'll enter it as we do. Everyone needs to be sworn in today, so I assume we will begin with Planner Dahlquist. Yes? Do you
Yes,
swear or affirm, sir, that your testimony today is the truth?
I do.
Okay. Tell me about the project.
All right, good morning. Connor Dahlquist, Associate Planner for the City of Port Orchard. With me today is also Chris Hammer, Assistant City Engineer, and then Nick Bond, Department of Community Development Director. Provided with the staff report for the Sydney Road Southwest Rezone are 21 exhibits. Staff provided an index of those exhibits and would like to include the exhibits in the record. Since the application's submittal in July of 2025, the city has been reviewing the proposed rezone to ensure compliance with the Port Orchard Municipal Code and consistency with the adopted comprehensive plan. The applicant proposes a site-specific rezone of approximately 6.9 acres total on Sydney Road Southwest, near where Southwest Berry Lake Road intersects just south of Highway 16 overpass. And the site is about 3/4 of a mile north of that intersection of Sydney Road Southwest and Southwest Sedgwick Road. The subject property consists of two tax parcels currently designated as Commercial Corridor or CC, and the rezone request is to redesignate both parcels as Commercial Mixed Use or CMU. And if approved, the applicant's stated intent is to construct apartment buildings and self-storage units with associated infrastructure improvements, including upgrades to Sydney Road Southwest, as seen fit at the time of a development application is submitted. Apartment buildings are not permitted building type in the CC zone, but are permitted within the CMU. So, and self-storage mini warehouse is conditionally permitted use in both CC and CMU zones, if within the self-storage overlay district or the SSOD. The site is currently within the SSOD, and this proposal does not alter or impact the existing set boundaries. So, in a subsequent CUP would be required, but it's not part of this application today. Proper notice was provided to the public consistent with the requirements of the Port Orchard Municipal Code, including notice of application, SEPA determination, and the public hearing. These notices are provided in the index of record listed exhibits 4 through 14. The city published the notice of application on August 22nd, 2025, with a 14-day comment period ending September 5th, 2025, and staff received no comments on the application in response to the notice of the NOA. And the SEPA responsible official issued a determination of non-significance on December 8th, 2025, with a 14-day comment period ending December 22nd, 2025, and no comments were received either for on the related to the DNS, and the DNS was not appealed. The subject property is designated in the city's comprehensive plan as commercial. As proposed, the rezone from CC to CMU does not satisfies the specific comprehensive plan goals and policies identified in Section 2 of the staff report provided. The CMU designation is consistent with the commercial land use category and supports the city's goals of providing diverse housing options, accommodating forecasted population growth, and promoting efficient efficient use for economic opportunity while retaining existing overlay district boundaries. Based on the findings in the record, the Department of Community Development finds the application consistent with the criteria of POMC 2042-030 and recommends approval of the site-specific rezone without conditions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
I do. I have
Yeah.
two questions. Still no public or agency comments come in?
No comments were received.
No comments received. Got it. Okay, and staff report lists that the zoning code has changed and that this is vested to the prior. Uh, I assume, given that you recommend approval and what we're talking about going from one implementing zone to another implementing zone underneath the comprehensive plan use designation, that we're not really too concerned about what those changes are. But do you see those? Is the new zoning very different from what the old zoning would require for this, since any subsequent CUP permit or other permitting approval will have to happen under the new zone?
Yeah, so the change from CC to CMU does not impact potential employment numbers nor residential carrying capacity. The difference is permitted building types. So, currently the CC does allow for residential, but just not an apartment building type. So, all CC is doing is changing, allowing for that residential building type to come into this commercial land use designation.
Yeah, I understood that. That's the base of it. What I'm asking is in future permitting, because right now we're going from one zone to another. And there is a specific use that is proposed now, but they aren't bound to that future proposed use. So my question was, the zoning title itself has changed, as most of us anywhere near the sound have recently done. Will these zoning code changes that the new future approvals will be vested under, is that gonna, do you see any significant impact with the new zoning? The new
No,
sites zoning, I mean code.
yeah, I mean, pretty consistent. CC and CMU are pretty consistent with allowed building types and uses in the future. You're just adding the apartment building type with CMU, but in the capacity is all accounted for in either of the commercial land use designations. So pretty consistent impact, similar.
Okay, thank you. We're not understanding each other, but it's okay. What I'm asking about is that you're changing your code. It will be going through or have already changed your code. And it doesn't really matter to it when it comes down to it, if we're going from one implementing zone to another implementing zone under the same general comprehensive land use designation for a site-specific rezone where nobody has an issue with it and all the capacities are there and it all works, and you wouldn't have zoned it that way. You wouldn't have allowed for those implementing zones if you hadn't already viewed it as part of the comp plan. So we know that's all going to be fine. I'm just wondering, making reference to in the staff report that Title 20 has changed. The question is, how has Title 20 changed, and is it likely to affect these implementing zones as a general, not necessarily site specifically, but because they're going to, whatever they do now after this, they'll be applying under the new code and vested under that code. Do you anticipate that there are any problems with that?
As Principal Planner Fisk has hands raised, he can chime in
Okay.
if you want to be sworn in.
Mr. Fisk, do you swear or affirm that your testimony is true today?
I do.
All right.
So in the summer of 2025, we adopted our middle housing.
Yeah.
So 24. But we recently amended our zoning code to allow co-living housing. So I think that's the major difference between when this application was submitted and now. So it wouldn't significantly change what they can do in the future.
Thank you. That was what I was wondering, because any subsequent permitting that is related to this change in zone will have to be under the new code. And while Kymig and Associates has an idea, that idea may modify a little bit. And I suspected that those were the changes. We've all written unit lot subdivision, co-living, conversion of, I mean, all all those were all done it. So I wondered if there was just anything else, because I have at two of my towns where I am a planner and we're rewriting the entire development code. And so anything that vested in 2025 is going to look at least a little different in 2026. Hopefully a little better, but we'll see. That answered my question. Thank you, sir. Are any members of the applicants team showed up, or did they just assume the slam dunk? And did any members of the public show up? Either online or in person?
We do have in person the applicant.
Excellent. Okay, would the applicant like to testify? And it looks like you need to come to the lectern.
He will be going up to the podium.
Okay, thank you. Hello, sir. Please state your name, your affiliation, and let me swear you in.
My name is Alan Keimig. I'm the architect on the project. My affiliations, I'm a registered architect, state of Washington, and I'm architect for the client on this project.
Thank you, Mr. Kybee. And I'm certain I remember you better than you remember me. Do you swear or affirm that your testimony is the truth today, sir?
I do.
What would you like us to know, sir?
The only thing that I can say is that I think this is a project which is going to be a benefit to the city itself, and it will develop this triangular piece of land into something that is very useful to both the resident of the city and the landowner, being that it ends up with a storage facility which is self-service, and the apartments, which are something that is needed throughout the region. And I don't know if you have any questions for us.
I didn't. Again, this is, well, I cannot, I'm not ruling anyway. Well, I cannot recommend from the bench. This is a change from one implementing zoning type to another under the same future land use designation of the comprehensive plan. And it appears to, on the surface, meet all the requirements for that zoning change. So,
Yes.
so I'm not seeing much there. It looks like I'm not, the project is not in front of me, but it looks like it will be a good project. It's
Yeah,
just the rezone that's in front of me now.
it seems to work out fine, and I think it'll be a good use of that triangular piece of property. Thank
There
you.
were some wetlands and slopey issues, but those will be dealt with later in critical area review.
We had a critical area study done on the wetlands, and there were no wetlands in that particular area.
Well, that's great. And of course, any subsequent land use permit, the CUP and permits will go through another process. So this will be thoroughly reviewed.
Yes.
I have no further questions for you, sir. I appreciate you driving out there today.
Yeah.
You are
Well,
closer
you're
to me.
welcome.
I live in Sumner, so you're closer to me. I'm
Okay.
in Sumner now. And thank you, sir. Are there any members of the public or other persons who wish to make a comment?
We do have one additional person approaching the podium.
Okay.
Hi,
And
good morning.
Good morning. What
Ne-
is your name?
Neil Eugenio, and I work with Alan Keimig Associates.
Mhm.
And I'm just here to answer any additional questions that the staff or that you may have for the hearing.
I personally don't have any additional questions. I don't know if the staff has any, but I do appreciate your offering. Anyone?
Thank you. Thank you.
I do not, but thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming up to the podium. If that is it, then again, I cannot make any recommendations from the bench, but in reading the well-written staff report and understanding the case law, I'm not currently seeing any red flags for a recommendation towards your council that this spot zone occur. So I appreciate your 15 minutes of time this morning. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. You don't know it, but I've written some work with you recently. I've been the pro tem at Elbers and Associates for a couple of decades, so I'm often in the background, even if we don't get to meet. But thank you all. Have a wonderful day and enjoy my birthday weekend. I plan to. And I will get that recommendation out to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ms.
Have a
Terrell.
great day. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks.